What's up, war gamers? For today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for beginners in playing Lostlight. Now, these tips are based from my own personal experience in playing the game and have been very helpful for me ever since I did start playing this game as a beginner myself, and these are the tips that I've still practiced today. But before we get started though, did you know that liking a YouTube video gets it recommended to other people that might be interested in it as well? So, if you want to help your fellow Fireflies that are currently learning the game, please do drop a like on this video. Now let's get started with tip number 1. Crouch walking is better than stealth walking. Now, stealth walking is the act of your character moving slowly and eliminates any noise you make. But did you know that crouch walking or crab walking is actually faster and does the exact same thing? This also makes your characters harder to hit, especially on the legs and arms, as you will become a smaller target when the enemies see you. This is a good option of moving around in certain locations without being heard or seen, and still having that sense of stealth with a speed that is close to your normal walking animation. So protect those bare legs and start crouch walking. Number 2. Utilize quick messages. Lostlight currently has a voice chat capability for you to be able to talk to teammates and even your enemies. But in reality, not everyone likes using voice chat, and some are either shy to communicate or just don't want to. One way to be able to communicate with comfort is to use quick messages. These are preset audio messages and lets a team member know what you're trying to say. You can select a few such as
Roger! Danger ahead!
And
Get to the extraction point.
as these are examples of quick messages that delivers your plan or strategy about a situation without uttering a single word. So if voice chat is uncomfortable for you, or this is not a viable option, consider using quick messages to communicate. Tip number 3. Switching to single fire boosts your accuracy. In modern shooters, the capability of switching firing modes is very important, as it greatly influences your weapon's recoil and accuracy. Now, this feature was already introduced in popular games such as PUBG, Apex Legends, and even Rules of Survival. If possible with your current weapon, switching firing modes limits your firing capacity to a single bullet per click or press of the fire button. This ensures a high chance of landing a hit on your targets as long as the distance allows it. And single firing is applicable to most assault rifles and SMGs. Tip number 4. Utilize vaulting to get to high ground. From the wise words of Obi-Wan Kenobi,
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
and this is very true, as having the high ground gives you the advantage of having plenty of information and a vantage point over your enemies. But before engaging into fights, always assess how would you approach a fight, and if you feel that you are at a disadvantage, consider prioritizing and positioning onto the high ground. Most platforms are vaultable in Lostlight. As long as your character model can reach the platform at chest level, this will trigger the vaulting animation. But apart from the high ground, also prioritize areas where you have a decent amount of cover from free shots from your enemy. Tip number 5. Complete your missions. As much as you may want to hop in right away to rank matches or intense gunfights, consider finishing the main objectives given to you by the in-game NPCs, as each one will give you missions that will reward you with gear, shelter upgrading materials, item cases, and experience points. So before you go on raids, consider checking out your missions and enjoy the beneficial rewards for completing them. Halfway there, and just want to remind you to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get back to the list with number 6. Optimize your storage space. As a new player, you will quickly see how generous the game is with easy loot, daily rewards, and other freebies, which gives you the tendency to hoard everything you see, and this is a normal thing to do. This makes optimizing your storage space a very important thing, as your storage only has a limited amount of space available. Some tips in optimizing your storage are placing items in bags, placing bags in bags, and as you level up in the game, you will be given cases for specific items, weapons, and ammo. One final tip in organizing your storage would be to utilize the column sorting button. as this displays 2 pages of your storage and will help you see the stored items clearly and where to move them. Tip number 7. Test out your guns in the shooting range. Now there are a lot of guns in Lostlight and there are more coming as the game develops. And learning how to use these weapons is very crucial in winning gunfights and extracting successfully. One way to learn these guns is by testing them out in the shooting range. By doing this, you can try out how the gun feels in terms of recoil and damage. And this kind of practice helps you become prepared in upcoming gunfights by anticipating the recoil patterns and how you should be controlling your current weapon. This is advisable when you are unfamiliar with a specific weapon or you have made some significant changes with that weapon through attachments. Tip number 8. Your mailbox is your 30-day unlimited storage. As we mentioned, this game is generous as it is punishing. And most of the time, the rewards you get are always sent to your mailbox. These rewards can be varied from weapons, armor, and even shelter upgrading materials. But did you know, the items in your mailbox will not consume any storage space as long as you don't claim them. Once an item is claimed from the mailbox, it will be directly sent to your storage. So the best practice would be to check carefully which items you need currently and which items you need for future use. And when the time does come, just click the claim button and the item is yours. Do take note that once an item or a set of items that are received in your mailbox, they have 30 days before being deleted automatically by the system. So take note of the expiration period of these mailbox letters. Number 9. Don't directly sell your items from the storage box. A better way to earn money, or Luna as we call it, is to sell the item in the black market instead. Posting items in the black market allows you to set prices higher than the default selling price when you sell the said item directly from the storage. To make it simpler, the black market is basically your interaction with everyone playing in the game. And the best mindset to have is that the item that you do not need or want to sell can become an item that another player needs and may want to purchase when you post it. For a more in-depth guide with black market selling, kindly watch this video on this specific timestamp, and I've also linked the same video on the card in the description down below. And last but not the least, tip number 10, don't be scared to try and keep on learning. Now, I'm no philosopher, but what I always say is, if you're not failing, you are not learning. Now, losing and dying or failing in this game will happen no matter what, as every raid or mission unfolds differently. If you're not familiar with what kind of a shooter game Lostlight is, it is called a looter shooter, which means the success you get will be based on the value of what you earn and your ability to survive. And not being able to extract in a raid means you lose everything. To make it short, it's a high risk and a high reward situation. But that shouldn't stop you from enjoying a new experience in a shooting game. Have fun with the game and learn it as you go, as there is no better teacher than the actual experience of doing something new. So yes, those were my tips for beginners in playing Lostlight. If this video helped you, please consider giving it a like, and I would also love it if you could share your own thoughts in the comment section down below. Lostlight is a fun looter shooter experience for me, and I hope after watching this video it will be for you as well. That's the video guys, enjoy the game and I hope to see you all in the next one.